Okay, so I'm new to all this, so this might be a bit awkward. And yeah, I don't really know how to start this, so I guess I'll just start by saying hi. Um, my name is Sarah, and I have. I'm really not good at this. um, I guess basically I just want to do a little intro to myself because I've been thinking long and hard about like what I want to do with my life, and it always seems to come back to I want to be an influencer on YouTube no matter what even if I try to break free of that, it's just what I want to do. And I'm sorry for the shitty quality of this video. I don't have a very good laptop, so this will just have to do until I can afford something better, which will probably be never, but you know, whatever, right? Um, I've thought about for the longest time what I want to do with my YouTube channel, and I've tried a lot of different things or thought a lot of different things, but I think I want my YouTube channel to just be a place to just like talk about things, about my life, like maybe just come on here and like, you know, just talk to you guys and maybe someone will see it. Maybe I'll say something that'll help someone. I don't know. So, I just wrote a few notes down quickly because otherwise I'll probably lose my um, train of thought or whatever. This video will probably be very messy because my mind is just all over the place and I'm not good at preparing. So, um, yeah, like I said, my name is Sarah. I'm 23 years old now, and I live in New Zealand in the Waikato region. I'm not going to say where exactly I live because I'll just say that I live in a quite small town. Um, I'm a Scorpio, if anyone cares. I don't know, just thought I'd throw that in there. Um, but yeah, I've decided I want my channel to be a place to. Sorry, I just cracked my finger if you wondered what that sound was. um, I want my channel to be a place to like talk about my life and what I've been through, and most importantly, my illness. Um, I have an illness called chronic fatigue syndrome, or CFS, ME. It's got a few different names. Um, it basically is when you're extremely fatigued all the time. And there's more to it than that because, you know, some people just think, oh, it's just being tired. It's not. It's a lot more than that. Because of it, I can't work. I can't get a normal job like everyone else, which has always been incredibly frustrating because I got chronic fatigue syndrome at such a young age, basically. I was like maybe 10 or 11. It's all quite blurry, like some of my past, especially when it came to getting diagnosed with CFS and all that stuff. I think, but also because when I was first diagnosed with it, I didn't want to believe it was a real illness. Like there's a lot of people out there who say it's a lot of bullshit basically, and I was one of those people when I first got it. Um, I ended up getting a really nasty virus that lasted like months. And you know, it's funny because you think something, a horrible virus that lasts ages, you'd remember, but it's funny, I don't remember a whole lot of it. I just seem to kind of remember the end of it and then returning to school. And anyway, with that virus came my illness. And like I said, I don't remember much. My mum talked to someone and they said it sounds like she's got chronic fatigue syndrome. Sorry, I thought my mum was going to come in. I still live at home. Sad, right? um, where was I? And then my mum like looked it up, and then she took me to the doctors and like explained to the doctor like I think she has chronic fatigue syndrome. She explained it, and then he diagnosed me with it, and I've had it ever since. And it seems to get worse and worse as the years go on, and this is why this is also hard for me because along with chronic fatigue syndrome I developed depression, and really, really bad anxiety along the way. I'm constantly always stressed, pretty much, um, which sucks. Like, I'm stressed right now doing this. Like, I'm kind of internally freaking out. You probably can't tell, but I have a lot of mental breakdowns, and yeah, that sucks. Um, so yeah, like I said, I have anxiety and depression and crazy mood swings. Um, but yeah, I want to talk about a few things with my illness as well. Um, so yeah, like I was saying, it's when you're like so fatigued all the time. Some days are better, some days are worse. Or even right now. Um, with, I mean, because another thing that you can get along CFS is fibromyalgia. I'm lucky to not have that, but I do still. I'm sorry, I'm in my PJs. Don't judge me. um, like, because fibromyalgia is when you get like really, really bad pain all the time. You're just in constant pain. I'm grateful to not have fibromyalgia, and for all you people out there who have it, power to you. I don't know how you keep going, and I really admire you all that have it, because I can't imagine how much worse it is than chronic fatigue syndrome. But anyway, with my illness, I still get problems. Like right now, I have a very sore back. Just gotta stretch. Sorry. Um, I do get joint problems. I get sore shoulders and neck and headaches constantly, because this is the area I gain all my tension from my anxiety, so that sucks. Um, I had a headache this morning. I had some Panadol for it. It's gone away, but it'll probably be back later today. And I have a sore back, and I do get really bad joint problems, and it does get to me. The other, the other day it got to me. I started crying at the end of the day for reasons, and anyway. Um, Other things that come along with the illness is brain fog. Really bad brain fog. Usually sometimes I can keep on top of it, and I do my best to stay aware of everything around me and to like remember stuff, but then there's just times I can't control it. Um, the other day I went to go get some money out for a new tattoo, which is here. It's the Scorpius symbol, because I'm Scorpio. You probably can't see it very well, but never mind. Um, and anyway, I had to go get some money out, because tattoo artists like to get cash and they don't really do FPOS. And anyway, so I was going to get the cash out, and as I went, I couldn't remember my PIN number. My own PIN number that I've been using for years. This is the first time in ages that I've forgotten it. First I entered my mum's PIN number, and then that was wrong, and then I entered what I thought was my PIN number, and that was also wrong, and then I had to check my notes on my phone to actually get it, and then I was like, oh yeah, finally got it. But it's like, you know, like it's you forget the most obvious things sometimes, and sometimes you can laugh about it because it's like, oh yeah, that's funny, but then other times it gets really frustrating. I do get very mad with myself. um I always feel bad, like, because sometimes I'll meet people and I'll forget them, or maybe someone will say something to me, and then I don't want to say, like, oh, they'll be like, oh, remember when I told you this? And it's sort of like, I always feel bad because it's like, no, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't remember you saying this. I don't know what the trigger is for remembering stuff or forgetting stuff. Sometimes stuff just clicks, and then other times it just goes whoosh right over my head, basically. Um, so yeah, that's fun. Another thing is, um, I think a lot of my symptoms are based around my brain. Like, that's a big factor. Nothing I have trouble with is processing stuff. Like, I love to learn about stuff. Like, if I find out about something new, I just want to learn about it. But I struggle so much to process information that's given to me, and it's usually a very slow and painful process. Sometimes I get headaches, or I just get absolutely knackered from focusing so hard. Um, there's this specialist in New Zealand. Her name is Dr. Rosamund Vellings. She's so great. She's an expert in the field of chronic fatigue syndrome. She's been researching it for probably a lot of her life. Um, I think her daughter has the illness. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. That's just a random thought that came to me. I don't even know if it's true or not. Um, but um, but yeah. And anyway, recently she went to Hamilton, and I drove over to Hamilton to go listen to her talk. And by the end of it, I could my brain was absolutely fried because, like, if I want to learn something, I have to put all my focus into learning that thing. And hearing her talk about, like, the latest research and what's happening in the world of chronic fatigue, like, even now, I don't remember anything she said. I did write down notes, but um, I don't remember anything. I just remember being absolutely exhausted after it, and the worst thing was I had to drive all the way home. Um, but before I started driving, I had to have a rest in the car and have something to eat and stuff. Um, because, yeah, I was absolutely knackered and I did not feel good at all. Um, so yeah, learning stuff is really hard for me. I mean, even with it doesn't matter whether it's something I want to learn or don't want to learn, even with stuff I really love, like video games. Let's take a video game, for example, that I love a lot, Dead by Daylight. I play a lot of video games, by the way, for pastime. It's a big part of my life. Um, yeah, a game I played, Dead by Daylight, and learning, and it's all about, like, because you're a survivor and you have to evade the killer, fix 5 generators, and then leave through the exit gates. But you have to, like, it's all about learning the mechanics. It's all about learning when it's safe to do a generator and when it's not safe, and like how to run the killer because they're faster than you and they can catch up real well, most of them are, and they can catch up really easily. So it's all about, like, learning all that stuff. And when I first started playing Dead by Daylight, it was so hard for me to, like, figure it out. Even now I'm not good at it and I struggle. Well, actually, no, that's not entirely true. It depends on my health. If I'm having a good day, I'm really good. I would say I'm pretty good at Dead by Daylight. Like, I'm good at running the killers and evading them and stuff. But on bad days, I will just die like within the first 2 minutes of the game. It's like so frustrating. It all depends on my health. Um, if I'm gonna be good or bad, and that really sucks because I would say I'm quite an inquisitive person. Like, I notice a lot of things happening around me constantly. I'm always questioning stuff. I'm a very curious person. Um, and, like, I always think about things that people might not think about. Like, for example, one time I was thinking about the quote when pigs fly, like, if you say someone's going to do something and then someone else will be like, oh yeah, when pigs fly. And it's like, why do people say that? Why did that become a quote, Like, no one else would think about this but me. Or maybe other people would, I don't know. Um, but yeah, like who else would think of that? And it's like, and then I start thinking, why don't we say, like, when birds oink? Like, it's the equivalent of saying that. And I mean, I even told my mum once, and she was like, oh, okay. Didn't think about that. But yeah, I think about stuff like that all the time, and, like, my thought process is very interesting because most of it's almost like all at once my brain's thoughts are going like really fast like that, but then at the same time it's almost like they're going really slow as well. Like, I don't know how to explain it properly. Like, you have to live in my mind to fully understand. But yeah, that's another thing with thought process, having trouble understanding stuff. So basically, I've covered brain fog, joint pains, back pains, pains in general. Oh yes, and no, hang on, sorry, my brain's doing the doodle thing. It's getting ahead of itself. Slow down, brain. Slow down. Um, see, now it's stuck. Now it's stuck. Don't know what I was talking about. Well, I do, but, like, I don't. Um, Oh my god. Oh yeah, so I was talking about what we were talking about. So it was the thought. Oh, brain fog thought process. My thought process is different and slower and also faster, and the joint problems. And the other thing I was going to talk about. Oh yes, another thing I can't do is exercise. Um, Exercise for a lot of illnesses can be a big factor in bringing you on the road to recovery for so many different things. Like, exercise is just good for us, not necessarily for people with chronic fatigue syndrome. It can flare us up and make us worse. I can't go to the gym for 2 hours. I couldn't even go to the gym for 10 minutes. Um, or maybe I could if I just walked on a treadmill and then just left. But yeah, I've never been to a gym. Well, I've been in a gym, but like I've never like had a gym membership or been a part of a gym. I would like to, but I can't. Um, the reason for that is that if I push my body too hard, because while other people will like recover within like a couple of days, like just have warm baths and stuff. For me, it can take about a week to 2 weeks, and it doesn't take much of pushing my body, because we get really bad lactic acid buildups, and it is horrible. You can hardly move, and it's just a really painful experience all around. One time, I was doing one of those Xbox dance games. I did about 10 minutes of it. It's really intense, and for the next 2 weeks I could hardly move because I had big lactic acid buildups all up my legs, all down my arms and my back, and I was just in so much pain. No matter how many baths I had, no matter how much anti-flam I rubbed on me, it just went away in its own time, and it takes a long time. So you're probably thinking, because like as you can probably tell, I'm not like exactly overweight or anything, and you're probably thinking like, how do you stay not overweight? Um, well, I do my best to eat healthy. Sometimes I have my little guilty pleasures. um, but yeah, I just try my best to eat healthy, not eat, not overeat junk food, and there are some exercises I can manage to do. Big one, big one, yoga. Love yoga. Been doing it for years. Still struggle with it. There's still some like I can't like downward dog and cat cow poses. They really hurt my wrists. I don't have very big or strong wrists, and they kill my wrists every single time. But that's just life. Um, well, my life. Um, what else was I gonna say? But yeah, I still do yoga. It's a huge part of my life. I finally found a yoga person who does it to help out people with my illness. And I'm going to be going to one of her classes in December, which is a couple of weeks away. Um, but yeah, I have all my own yoga props and stuff, and do yoga at home. Yeah, so I do yoga, and what else do I do? I like to go for walks. Um, Sometimes, if I'm up to it. Walking can be quite hard. Um, and in the summertime, I do bike riding. I don't do it in the winter because I also have asthma. It's another thing I also have on top of everything else. And if I go bike riding in the winter, if the air is too cold, it like chokes up my lungs basically. Like they get really sore and I can't breathe. And I start dribbling heaps. I don't know what that's about. And I get really sore teeth. And it's all just another painful experience. That's mostly my life, painful experiences. Um, yeah, and that's all I really do. Um, I could go swimming, but I don't really do swimming. But yeah, those are the exercises I do to try and keep moving because gotta keep moving. It's important. Um, Anyway, it's been 20 minutes. I've been recording for and I've gotten used to this already and rambled on heaps. Um, so yeah, I might just do this from now on. Maybe just do some vlogs, just talking about stuff. Be real with you guys. Maybe open the camera when I'm having a mental breakdown to show you what it's like. Um, Even though my thoughts get very dark when I'm having mental breakdowns, I get bitter towards people. Um, but at the end of the day, I do try my best to stay positive and happy, even though it can be a real struggle sometimes. Um, Sometimes I just tell myself I could have it worse. I could have fibromyalgia. Again, I really feel for you people who have fibromyalgia as well as chronic fatigue syndrome. Like, you guys are just amazing. Um, but yeah, I just want to share my life and just maybe bring more awareness to um, what it's like. People like us, maybe I'll go vlogging in town if you right. Like I'm gonna do that with my anxiety. It's bad enough going into town when like without vlogging because it's like people don't like people. People can just go home for whatever I care. I don't know what I'm talking about. See, now I'm just going off rambling. Um, but yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. Just talk. Maybe it'll be a good outlet for me too. Um, People find my channel and watch me. I don't know. Don't even know where I'm gonna upload this. It all depends when my health is good enough because today I already have to clean up my room and yeah. But yeah, that's a rather long intro about me. And I hope to see you all next time I record. And yeah, bye for now.